Hello, everybody. Trump and the FBI are going all in right now. What I have to tell you guys is so mind-blowing. It's about dang time. This is what we voted for, and this is going to be big. Trump is going all in on the Democrats and even arresting. There's all charges going out right now because we have NGO-backed, we have Democrats that are now have paid for billboards across the nation to tell National Guardsmen to refuse orders from the Trump admin. They're placing these things on billboards, everybody. Trump is going all in. FBI is going all in. We're finally arresting more people, and it's about dang time. If you love this, guys, hit the thumbs up like button. I'm tired of this craziness. Elon Musk, richest man in the world, says falsely calling someone a fascist or Nazi should be treated as incitement to murder. Kash Patel says because of the action, we are moving with more weight and charges against the Democrats that came out and told military members to defy Trump. This is over the person that shot the two National Guardsmen in Washington, D.C., close to the White House, and everybody's fed up. Fox News tells us that this guy that shot him was a former CIA. You can't make this stuff up, guys. Reportedly here illegally. This all goes back to the Biden administration. He came here in 2021 whenever we backed out of Afghanistan. And the officers that are fighting for their lives, guys, were literally sworn in just 24 hours earlier. Just 24 hours on being on the job, and this happens. Broadcast stations are blaming Trump that an insane person that shot the two guardsmen, and it's Trump's fault. Because those two guardsmen just shouldn't have been there. That's their excuse. They're not blaming the person that shot them. They're blaming the guardsmen that were there walking around, and they're blaming Trump. So much is happening this morning, and guys, this is Thanksgiving, guys. Happy Thanksgiving to y'all. But I'm telling you, we're doing a show, and we're bringing you some news today because it is mind-blowing what is happening on this day. The Afghan national accused of carrying out the attack on two National Guardsmen worked with the CIA, according to Fox News. Rahmanullah Lakanwal, that's his name, reportedly entered the country in 2021 thanks to the Biden's Operation Allies Welcome. Sources tell Fox News Digital the FBI is investigating the targeted attack as a international terrorism. Guys, this is insane. We also have it where, again, Democrats, they're not letting up. Alex Jones reports that the CIA director, John Brennan, is the man, and former CIA director, is the man in charge of laying the groundwork for the new ultra-violent American Civil War that is designed to not only drive Trump from office, but to collapse the American Republic, being the guy behind the seditious six. Former CIA director John Brennan. Guys, you talked about the enemy within. When Trump talked about it, this is it right here. We're going to bring you all these facts today, guys. This is huge. They're getting so upset right now. The Democrats are losing it because the Department of Homeland Security has just announced the termination of temporary protected status for 353,000 Haitian immigrants living in the U.S. There's the Democrats' voters that they're about to lose. Guys, I'm telling you, such big news today. We even have 4 California Democrats who just demanded a private meeting with an illegal Honduran charged with kidnapping and domestic abuse. You cannot make up how we're seeing the Democrats implode right now. What the left-wing media is saying, and they're talking about removing their license because they're blaming Trump, the administration, for the shooting, for this guy who is here, who shot at the National Guardsmen. They're blaming Trump. Guys, it is insane. Got some big breaking news for you today. Again, our prayers are with the two people that were unfortunately shot at in Washington, D.C., just so close to the White House. We pray that they recover. We pray for justice. We need to get America back on track. And want to say thank you to everybody who's watching. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Hope you're going to be enjoying a turkey, a ham, or something. Let me know in the chat. I'm more of a ham guy. I love me some honey baked ham. But we got a lot of breaking news to get into today. I want to say thank you to everybody who's watching. If you're not a part of the family yet, please consider hitting that subscribe button, joining our family so we can take care of you every day with the breaking news. Thank you so much to everybody that gives through the super chat donations. Give some special love to our boy Jim Barbado in the chat, everybody. OG of the channel. Thank you. Remember, when you donate on this channel, we partner with you, and on the 22nd of every single month, we're donating live on stream to a local children's home charity. And I'm ready, guys. This next month is Christmas, my favorite. And we're going to be giving a big donation, the biggest of this year, to a local children's home so they can have a great Christmas. And want to say thank you to everybody. If you don't mind doing us a huge favor of hitting the thumbs up like button. And don't forget our sponsor chapter. It's open enrollment time right now with Medicare. Guys, please be blessed. Call them up. It's a free service. The link is in the description too if you want to go online and do it. But this is a free service where you can go and be blessed. We have people that are saving thousands of dollars by calling chapter. The number is 667-895-3015. The number's at the bottom of the screen. Just remember, not only can they save you lots of money, they can also get you additional benefits. Don't pay more for health insurance than you have to. And make sure that if you can't get additional benefits, you deserve it. Show Nana Trout some love in the chat, everybody. Big breaking news today because, again, guys, we're following the money. The stuff I have to show you today is going to blow your mind. Big stuff today. But Trump now is focused on following the money with all this terrorism attacks. Listen to this.
Trump wants to follow the money, and the domestic terror designation lets the DOJ loose.
Just like we did with cartels, we're going to take the same approach, President Trump, with Antifa. Destroy the entire organization from top to bottom. We're going to take them apart.
We will not rest until we find every single seed, money, donor, organization, and funding mechanism that we have. They will not be able to hide.
So who's funding the insurrection? 100 days of rioting outside of ICE facilities? Antifa doesn't have 9-to-5s.
Nope.
And I don't think they have 100 vacation days saved. And gas masks and tactical gear aren't cheap. Neither are lawyers and medical tents. Biden investigated Turning Point instead of Antifa. What does that tell you? Burn down the city, Democrats will say it's mostly peaceful. Charlie got shot, and they say, he probably had it coming. Now a Democrat was caught saying they want to put 2 bullets in a Republican's head, and Nancy says, he apologized.
Should he get out of the race?
Well, that's up to the people, the leaders in Virginia. They have said he has apologized. What I understand is they say that on balance, he's a better person to be Attorney General.
Oh,
but that's
really?
up to them. But I wish there would be enough fuss of all the times that people have said they were going to put a bullet in my head.
What Republican candidate said they ever wanted to put a bullet in Nancy's head?
Wow.
The only thing we want to put in Nancy's head is a good idea. They got mad when Trump said housewife, but they don't care when they say, let's kill Republicans' kids. What signal does that send to the Democrat base? No matter how violent and bloodthirsty you are, the party brass has your back. What does it say to the loons plotting to assassinate Kavanaugh? Transition into a woman and we'll give you a slap on the wrist. Democrats are just passing out permission slips. A guy with 200 homemade explosives packed in a tent was just arrested outside of a church in Washington, D.C. that was hosting a prayer service for Supreme Court justices. Officers told him to move his booby-trapped tent, and he threatened to lob a bomb, saying, I have 100+ of them. Then he told cops, your people are going to die from one of these. This is an annual event that Supreme Court justices usually attend, but this year they had to cancel their plans because of this guy. This guy almost wiped out half the Supreme Court.
Do you see this? Everybody, I'm telling you, this right here, everything that's happening now, FBI investigates National Guard attack as possible act of terrorism. All of these things that are happening right now, they're not happening by chance. It's all coordinated. It's all being paid for, all these attacks. And again, this is what they cannot stand, everybody. The Trump admin is removing illegals from the United States, and there is big dark money that hates it because they can't control the biggest economy in the United States anymore if the Democrats don't win. This is the facts, everybody. If you appreciate this, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up like button, Thank you so much for your support. Iris78, let's go with the super chat. I love it. Said, I bring good news about the statute of limitations. Fraud, concealment, equitable tolling stops clock. If official hides crime, look up. 100%, brother. Henny77777 said, thank you, Joel. Appreciate your refreshing view on the news. Brought my family here from South Africa in 1994. Never regretted the move. Pray for you in the USA. Amen. Show Jim Barbados some love in the chat, as well as Surf Folly. Let's go. Show Surf Folly some love, as well as OG Jim Barbado and Nana Trout. I love it. Show Nana Trout some love in the chat. This right here, everybody, is the next big thing, because this is where Trump and the FBI are now looking into every single one of these. Look at this. Don Lemon. I need that. Okay, there it goes. Urged illegals to arm against federal officer hours before a guard troop shot. Okay? This person reportedly is urging people, and he says it in this video, that if you're black, you're brown, people, you should go buy guns. You need to fight back against these federal officers. That's what Second Amendment is all about. It's like, are you kidding me? It's for citizens. Okay? If you're here illegally, you're not supposed to be here. But this is what's coming, I'm telling you, everybody, from the left, and this is where the FBI is doubling down on fighting this. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, because this is nuts. Again, this all is coming from the John Brennan, Seditious Six, all this stuff that I'm about to show you. Kim Clark, happy Thanksgiving. Let's go with the super chat. Said, happy Thanksgiving, Joel and everyone here. I love it. Show Kim Clark some love in the chat, because listen to this, guys. I'm telling you, they are doubling down big time on what's coming next.
How stupid do those 6 lawmakers look right now? Alyssa Slotkin, who we'll get to, how stupid does she look tonight? Rhetoric, language like that, statements from the left almost exclusively calling for violence, and that's what they got. This is exactly what the left wants to happen. And we say that because that's the only logical reaction to what they have said for years about people on the right. When you use words like Hitler and Nazi and dictator and king or Gestapo, what do they think is going to happen? This is what's going to happen. Don't forget Charlie Kirk. That was 2 months ago. The sad part tonight is that these are just members of the National Guard. They're not political. They're just out there following orders. These might have been Kamala voters who were shot today. They're just Americans. That's the point. That's what matters. And someone, this deranged Afghani national who should not be in this country, came here in 2021. We know that much. Tried to kill them today, just after 2 p.m., based on a logic that is so nonsensical, so warped, so confused. An insane shooter who shouldn't be in this country tried to assassinate 2 members of the National Guard because they were deployed to keep the streets of Washington, D.C. safe from people like you.
And this is how bad it is, everybody. Elon Musk is doubling down right now. Elon Musk says falsely labeling nonviolent people as fascists or Nazis should be treated as incitement to murder. They're circulating right now in Congress over ways that they can hold these people accountable. The Democrats, the FBI is doubling down. The DOJ is doubling down. Whenever you call, look at this. They call the National Guardsmen these terrorists that are going after Americans. They call ICE terrorists that are going after Americans. Completely false, no basis. They're saying that you even have Jasmine Crockett saying the ICE is killing people. They're now going after him now, guys. Elon Musk, you should have seen all of his posts. I don't know if you go on X, but enough. He said enough is enough. What are we going to have to do to stop this violent rhetoric, to stop the Democrats from calling the Republicans? Like, look, Trump may call you piggy. He may call you stupid. He may call you nasty. But he doesn't call you a Nazi or a fascist or Stalin. That's too much. That's taking it to the next level, and it is causing all this chaos. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.
About that. And the results, they're clear. The National Guard has been effective. Not only has violent crime been cut in half since the Guard was deployed to Washington in August, but the homicide rate is at its lowest levels in Washington, D.C. in over 30 years, since August. But instead of acknowledging that, instead of working with the White House, Democrats this weekend told the public that they were afraid that National Guard troops were going to shoot American citizens.
Right there.
These videos coming out of places like Chicago, it makes me incredibly nervous that we're about to see people in law enforcement, people in uniform, military, get nervous, get stressed, shoot at American civilians. It is a very, very stressful situation for these law enforcement and for the communities on the ground. So it was basically a warning to say, like, if you're asked to do something, particularly against American citizens.
I mean, just that, again, that is Senator Alyssa Slotkin, who has now completed one of the all-time bad weeks in politics, completely avoidable, completely self-inflicted. Alyssa, get off television, stop talking, go home and spend some time with your family, and think about this tomorrow when you're saying grace.
Let me tell you this. This is, again, all this stuff is happening, and it's being funded by outside entities, everybody. We're bringing you, reported by Breitbart, billboards urging National Guardsmen to refuse orders from Trump admin sprout up around the country. You cannot make this stuff up, everybody. There is an all-out war against putting America first, making sure that we're safe, making sure that we continue to deport people that aren't even supposed to be here. And look at the violence that is culminating from that. And again, lots of stuff is happening, everybody. We need to put these people in jail. We need to hold them accountable. And this is where the FBI, and you saw it earlier, they're following the money. Because there's no way that these people that are protesting, you literally have protests that are happening right now in LAX airport. All this stuff that's happening, it's not happening from normal people. It's happening from activists that are being paid by outside money. Listen to this, guys, because again, all this stuff that's happening, we are getting down to the nitty-gritty of where it came from. Alex Jones reported that John Brennan is the person behind the Seditious Six and coordinating all of these efforts. Listen to this.
Ambassador Rick Grinnell. So, Ambassador, we're talking about weaponization and punching back and impeaching Judge Bosberg. All of it. I noticed that you were doing the weekend shows and you were particularly incensed about the situation with the Seditious Six and issues of getting in the way of the chain of command, particularly when they admit that President Trump hasn't done anything wrong and the courts have upheld all the orders that President Trump has given. Do you think we need to press this harder than it's being pressed right now? I'm quite concerned as a former naval officer. Mo's on the board at West Point now, served in Iraq after she graduated, of confusion, particularly when you're negotiating this volatile situation in Ukraine, which could end up to be our Vietnam if things go sideways. This situation in the Middle East, Israel now is in Syria, in Lebanon. That thing is, Hamas is not laying down its weapons, and you got 14,000 sailors and Marines off the coast of Venezuela. We have the Chinese Communist Party. President Trump talks yesterday. It's heating up there. Big situation with China and Japan. I am more concerned than ever about causing confusion in the chain of command when we're in the kinetic part of the Third World War. Ambassador Rick Grinnell, your thoughts?
Look, we've just spent years hearing from the Democrats talking about undermining democracy. That's all we heard. That was their campaign slogans for the 2020 and 2022 campaigns. Undermining democracy. They were trying to say Republicans were undermining democracy. That video that they did, the Seditious Six. This is a call to arms to undermine the democracies. This is a call to arms, a fire in the hole, looking for people who will undermine our democracy for political gain, for their political gain. This is very clear what they're doing. They're literally trolling the bureaucracy and the intelligence community for people who will say anything to undermine Donald Trump, undermine the duly elected leader, undermine our democracies simply for their little political gain in the midterms. This is outrageous. This is an insurrection. to have people go out and say you don't need to follow illegal orders. What people hear in the intelligence community and in the bureaucracy is the Democrats will protect me if I just say no to the commander in chief. If I don't do what I'm ordered to do, and then we somehow pretend like it's illegal, or we throw it to the Ninth Circuit, which always says the Republicans are wrong, Trump is wrong. This is a teetering system. And what I think Alyssa Slotkin and Michiganders need to understand is they were duped by this woman. She spent a year and a half saying, I'm an intelligence officer, I'm a former CIA official, I care about the middle ground, I'm someone who's thoughtful, I'm in the middle, I'm not political, I'm a moderate. She duped people. And what we now know is Alyssa Slotkin is one of the most left-wing leaders and is literally undermining our democracy. We should say it very clearly. We should hit this extremely hard.
And I'm telling you, everybody, it's about throwing narratives into the ether. If you appreciate this, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up like button, thank you so much for your support. Listen to this, everybody. It's about throwing things into the... Listen to the narrative that is already trying to be propagated by the left over the National Guards being shot in Washington, D.C. Listen to this. But I love it because Judge Shapiro smacks him into place.
Set with the president believing that the National Guard members should not even have been there if it were not for the executive order.
I don't even want to talk about whether they should have been there. We ought to kiss the ground and thank God that the president said it's time to bring in more law enforcement to make sure that a city that had the fourth highest homicide rate in the country was that violence was quelled. I'm not even going to go there.
Question for Director.
You see? They're trying to say, well, people are saying that if the National Guardsmen hadn't have been there, then they wouldn't have been shot. Like, are you even kidding me with these statements coming from reporters, guys? I'm telling you, they're fed up. PDX67, let's go with the super chat. I love it. Show PDX67 some love in the chat. Said appreciate you, True Life News. Keep up exposing the evil liars. Amen, brother. Show Richard some love in the chat, as well as Catherine Rex. Thank you so much for your support. Y'all check out her chat, everybody. Thank you so much, Chris Prez, OG of the channel. Hey, give it up for Chris. 20 gifted True Life News memberships. Happy Thanksgiving to this brother. Y'all show him some love if you got a free membership from Chris. Thank you so much, brother. OG of the channel, helping us grow our voice. We couldn't do it without you. And our girl, Lori, OG of the channel, Lori Rapier, said happy Thanksgiving to you and the True Life News chat family. We love it. Show Lori some love in the chat, everybody. We are getting into this today. I'm sick and tired of what you're about to hear next. Again, we are going deep with the FBI on this.
Hypocrites.
Okay. One of the reasons you're one of the closest advisors to the president, Ambassador, is that you're not a theoretician. You're a man of action. What
right
action
here.
do you support Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of War, recalling Senator Mark Kelly, Navy captain, to active duty, and court-martialing him under the Uniform Code of Military Justice, sir?
Look, because he's a U.S. Senator, we've got to be very careful here. But there is no question that what Mark Kelly and Alyssa Slotkin are leading is undermining our democracy. They're doing it in a cute political way. They're pretending like, oh, it's only if he does illegal actions. That's not what we heard. That is not what the video is about, and that's certainly not what intelligence officers are going to hear. And let's remember one thing, Steve. This entire Russia collusion hoax, which started right before the election of 2016 when President Trump won, and then it really mounted right after. And then you lived through it at the White House in 2017. This Russian collusion hoax is exactly what they're trying to do now. Because if you remember, they got the intelligence community to undermine the president and to turn on common sense and to do things that were illegal. We now know that. The FBI was helping. So you have the bureaucracy and the intelligence community that are literally going after President Trump, leaking against him half-truths, undermining him, taking him to courts to make sure that they're mounting this insurrection against him. And they're doing it all from the comfort of a federal job. And so
you see, everybody, and it's all coordinated. I'm telling you, we've got truth bombs that are coming out today that are massive. And I love it because, again, too, when we hear this stuff, I go through, I check it out, I vet it. And then when you, especially from people that have been dropping a lot of stuff, this is insane. This is big. Y'all show TJ Vanessa some love in the chat. Welcome to the family. Thank you so much. And 66 ALH, let's go. Show 66 ALH some love in the chat. Said if the NG hadn't been here, what a narcissist would say. I'm told you, it is insane. Listen to this.
Flynn, the former head of the Defense Intelligence Agency, predicted that in the coming months or even weeks, the deep state CIA elements allied with the Democratic Party, with Communist China, Venezuela, and others, would begin triggering sleeper cells inside the United States, particularly Islamic. I'll post the interview below. He was on my broadcast yesterday and pointed out that all the evidence is clear. We've also had whistleblowers that have talked to Jesse Waters and others at Fox from inside the CIA.
Hey, Congressman,
that this whole program with the seditious six and the script they admit they were given, Brennan's the handler, former head of the CIA, from my analysis. This whole operation they've been running of saying, implying Trump's putting out illegal orders, is ahead of major events to destabilize the United States with different paramilitary forces. And then when Trump tries to call it the military, the corporate media would already pre-planted the idea that his orders are illegal. This is sedition. This is the prep phase for a violent coup. And
wow.
I've been predicting it along with General Flynn as well. This is a very, very serious time right now. And now we know, as you see below, this has been released by CIA Director Ratcliffe. Laura Logan has posted the information, and she's got incredible intel connections. I'll just leave it at that. That this guy was part of a CIA strike force, and that's what his ID says, in Afghanistan. And of course, her husband's been deployed over there for forever and was a leading commander, and is also a very good source of information on that front. So this is a major message to Trump. This is a probe. This was just literally hundreds of feet away from the fence at the White House.
Yes.
And there's going to be more of this, so people better get ready. This is very, 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 very serious.
Let me tell you this, everybody. You don't get to a point of this right here happening. Fox News reports this morning that the Department of Homeland Security announced the termination of temporary protected status for 353,000 Haitian migrants living in the U.S. You don't get to this point where Trump is literally removing all these people that, remember, Democrats tried to infiltrate the United States with to make them future voters and not think that there's not going to be a fight. This is the fight. Again, it's all about control. It's all about who's going to be controlling the White House, Congress, the Senate. If you appreciate this, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up like button, everybody, this is massive. And we're only getting started to this because, again, across the board, all this stuff is coming out. Remember, Alejandro Mayorkas said once admitted not all Afghans imported by Biden administration were vetted in person. So whenever Trump said terrorists are here, criminals are here, and the Democrats are trying to bat an eye, we're just trying to say, guess what? We just need to know who is here. If you've got a criminal background history, we don't want you here. Sorry, but we don't want you here. Ty Matt Chong, thank you so much, brother, for the super chat. OG, say happy Thanksgiving to all True Life News fam. Go DJT. I'm glad DJT is USA president. We are the people got to protect president because he's the best president since Ronald Reagan. Go True Life News. Thank you, Joel. Let's go. Show Ty Matt Chong some love in the chat, everybody. This is huge, and I'm telling you, people across the board are fed up. Even people on the left. What I'm about to show you next, guys, I'm telling you, this right here is again, oh, I'm pulling this over 1 second. This right here is again, how many times are we going to see violence happen? How many times are we going to see where somebody is going to lose their life because the Democrats continue to prioritize illegals over Americans?
Congressman, always a pleasure. What are you thinking?
What I'm thinking is a couple of things. First, these members of Congress with their stupid ass video, they're putting our military men and women in harm's way. That's number one. Number two, now that we're finding out that this shooter is an Afghani national that came in during in the year 2021, well, gee, what happened in 2021? Oh, yes, it was the botched withdrawal of Afghanistan from Joe Biden, one of the very worst geopolitical and military decisions by the former president of the United States. We knew at the time that there were Afghan nationals who were coming into the United States that were not being properly vetted. We were being told, just get people to the United States as quickly as possible, and then the Biden team would do the necessary work of vetting everybody. And even at that time, none of us believed that on Capitol Hill. So now, 4 years later, we have an Afghan national in the streets of Washington, D.C., who decided to shoot to kill, let's be clear, shoot to kill two of our National Guardsmen from the state of West Virginia. This is disgusting. And it says Democrat fingerprints all over it. And look, I understand Rob O'Neill. I thank him for his service. He did more than most Americans ever have done for this nation. But I'm going to be very clear. This is Democrat fingerprints all over it. Because in 2021, Joe Biden, Alyssa Slotkin, Mark Kelly, and the rest of those Democrats, they had no problem, whether it was Afghanis coming in recklessly without proper vetting, or people from 184 different countries coming into the United States at will with no checks, no desire to vet, and doing nothing to secure this nation. And now two of our National Guardsmen are fighting for their life as a result.
I believe Democrats get back into power. They'll open up the border again. You know, they already did it once here.
Oh, 100% they will. That's exactly what they're going to do.
Yep. Congressman, I want to get to this. We got some reaction coming in. Pretty sick stuff. I think sick is a theme of tonight for a variety of reasons. Trying to pin the blame on President Trump. This was a staff writer for The New Yorker. They posted this on X. This is so tragic, so unnecessary. These poor guardsmen should have never been deployed. Okay, they're blaming the deployment. I live in D.C. and watch as they had virtually nothing to do but pick up trash. It was for political show and at whatever cost. Never been deployed. How about don't go shoot them? How about don't let an Afghani national into our country so they can get a gun and then go shoot our servicemen and women here? That is so off the mark and so out of touch.
What's the name?
You see this, everybody? And again, in my mind, and this is, reason I'm stopping this because how do you reason with somebody who thinks like that?
Respectfully, Senator.
That they don't blame the people that shot the guardsmen. They blame the person that Trump that put them in D.C. No accountability whatsoever for the actual felon or bad guy. And this is again too, Trump and the FBI are doubling down with what I'm about to show you. People are furious across the board with the response from the left-wing media that's happened.
That reporter, it doesn't matter what her name is. That's stupid. We had a committee hearing in the Oversight Committee talking about D.C. crime. It was several weeks ago, probably a month and a half ago. Mayor Bowser acknowledged that crime in the District of Columbia since the deployment of the National Guard dropped 40%. 40%. So that writer is a hack, has no idea what the hell she's talking about.
Ooh.
She'd rather write something cute, so maybe she gets a promotion at the New Yorker. But this is not fun and games. And let me put aside the story for one moment. This is to the American people. I don't really care what party you're in. If you're a registered Democrat, registered Independent, registered Republican, this is crystal clear for you, the American people. The Democrats have demonstrated time and time again, when they have power, reckless things happen to the United States of America. And when they're out of power, they are not focused on affordability the way you are. They are not focused on the future of our economy the way that you are. They're not focused on security matters the way that you are. They are focused on political stunts to get back into power. That is it. This video was dumb. The post by that New Yorker reporter, stupid. We have 2 men and women who are fighting for their lives in hospitals in Washington, D.C. Our prayers should be for them. And then finding out how this Afghani national, 1, got a handgun, number 2, and then how is he still in the United States, basically bringing a terror attack to our military.
I'm telling you, everybody, you want to talk about the news today? This is what's dropping today. 4 Democrats, Peters, Vargas, Levin, and Jacobs, just demanded a private meeting with an illegal Honduran charged with kidnapping and domestic abuse. And this is who they are. Now, you tell me where the priority is at. How many times do they prioritize meeting with an American citizen? Versus, oh, they want to meet with an illegal alien charged with kidnapping, because it's a political stunt. It's a narrative. They want to fill a narrative, and they want to look a certain way to their base, and it's ridiculous. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. Jim Barbato, OG of the channel. Let's go, Jim. Show Jim some love in the chat, everybody. Thank you so much, brother, for your support, as well as Veronica Miskey. Show Veronica some love in the chat. Nadine Jones, thank you so much for your support, and give it up, everybody, for Gina, tag name Blessed 33311, for the gifted 20 TrueLife News memberships. If you got a free membership from Gina, show her some love in the chat, everybody. What a big blessing. Show Gina some love in the chat. And don't forget to show our boy Chris Prez some love in the chat as well for helping us grow our family, grow this channel, grow our voice. We couldn't do it without you guys. We are fighting this tooth and nail. Corruption across the board. Again, we move into our sponsor, everybody. Right now is open enrollment time for Medicare. You can call this company called Chapter. On Thanksgiving Day, they're actually closed, but you can go to the link in the description and go fill out your information there. But they will be back open up the day after Thanksgiving. The United States filed a false claim act against 3 national health insurance companies and 3 brokers, okay, for unlawful kickbacks and discrimination against our seniors. You can't make this stuff up. This is from the DOJ. That's why we partnered with Chapter. It's a free service to you. The number is 667-895-3015. They are closed on Thanksgiving, but they will be open the next day. You can also go to the link in the description. You can do that today. But people have saved thousands of dollars on healthcare, guys. This is so real. This is so much money, especially to people on a fixed income. Why wouldn't you do it? And again, it's free. This is what I love, is that we've had people save thousands of dollars. We've even had people get over $1,000 in additional benefits, stipends for gas, electricity, and whatnot. Real people on this channel. And that's why we bring this partner to you, is because, again, it brings you value and it blesses you. The number is 667-895-3015. The link is in the description to go to their website to fill out the form, because you can do that today. They are closed on Thanksgiving Day, but they will be back open tomorrow, and I promise you, you call them, you'll be blessed. And I love hearing the testimonials, because we have so many people that are winning, and that's what it's all about, everybody. Jim Barbato, thank you so much, brother, with Robert Cash's super chat. Said happy Thanksgiving. God bless you all. Hey, show Robert Cash, Jim Barbato, Gina, and our boy Chris Prez some love in the chat. I'm telling you, everybody, people are coming to the center over what's happening right now, because the normal common sense thing that you would think that the Democrats would operate like and actually do, they're not doing. And they're being called out by everybody, even this guy, Stephen A. Listen to this.
Respectfully, Senator, what the hell are you doing? Looking into the camera and telling military men and women to ignore the commander-in-chief. How dare you? How dare you do that? That's right, I'm calling out. I never served in the military. That's true. I have family members who did. Some of my best friends have. Marines, Air Force, Navy, Army. I haven't heard one of them, not one of them, say that was okay. How dare you do that? Is it treason? No. Is it punishable by death? It shouldn't be. So the answer is no. But you know better, Senator Kelly. You know better. How dare you do that? What are you supposed to do? You're a ranking senator. You could go to the Senate. You could go to the House. You can draw up paperwork. You can try to start articles of impeachment if you think there's something illegal. I mean, damn, it ain't like y'all haven't done it before. You impeached the man twice. Where'd that get you? Got us behind back in the White House. Had you left him alone since 2020, maybe he wouldn't be back terrorizing the Democratic Party the way that he is. But you did it. You did it. And here you are again with this nonsense. How dare you do that? I'm not a military person, and I know better than that.
I'm telling you, people, everybody's fed up with this. If you're fed up with the Democratic Party, hit the thumbs up like button. If you're fed up with the leftist progressive ideologies, hit the like button, because this is what people need to see, that it's not just from the right or from the GOP or from the Republicans. It's across the board. People are done with this stuff of like, how in the world do these senators come out and say this? How in the world do you have left-wing media or people, reporters blaming Trump and saying, oh yeah, it's his fault that those guardsmen got shot? Not the shooter. They're blaming Trump.
You don't tell military men and women to ignore an order from the commander-in-chief. You don't do that. Is it going to amount to what Trump tried to embellish and indicate? No. But that don't make you right. How dare you do that? He's the commander-in-chief for the United States military. Period. You have no business doing that. None. And by the way, the biggest reason is because what was illegal? You didn't tell us what it was.
Nope.
What laws? Why did I bring up A Few Good Men with Tom Cruise and Kiefer Sutherland in that sequence and Kevin Bacon? Why did I bring it up? Because the mere thought of you even implying that a military officer is engaging in some type of salacious or illegal activity is trouble in the military, not the court of laws for civilians, the military. Senator Mark Kelly knows that.
Yep.
Trump is giving illegal orders. What are the illegal orders? How come you didn't tell us? Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence? Why do you think the investigation is going on? Why do you think Trump is all over Pete Hegseth, over the Department of War and the FBI with Kash Patel, and folks are looking into and probing what's going on and how can they get to Mark Kelly because they know he did something wrong. You crossed the damn line.
Yep.
You are an elected official of the nation's capital. We have a constitution. You got a problem, you go through the necessary process. Whether it's Hakeem Jeffries in the House, whether it's Schumer in the Senate, or anybody else. That is the point that's the process you're supposed to go to. You don't go in front of the cameras and give military officer or military personnel a directive to ignore their commander-in-chief. And you've given no evidence.
No evidence.
What his illegal orders were. And if you try to sit up there and say, oh, it was just alluding to a future reference to future situations. Oh, so he's going to give you an illegal order in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, that flies over the airwaves of Sirius XM.
Let me tell you this, y'all. Everybody's fed up across the board. They asked. Listen to this. They asked Kash Patel about what happened, what's going on, and you just hearing his response. This is such a real response coming from a real person. Not trying to be political, just telling you what is. Jog Haas, thank you so much, brother, for the super chat. Said people need to go to jail. What is taking so long? I am 100% with you, brother. Listen to this.
Suspect granted asylum, and if so, when did that happen? Under which administration? And did authorities miss any signs, either in the asylum process or even back when he reportedly worked for the CIA? If you could talk about that.
Well, you miss all the signs when you do absolutely zero vetting. And that's exactly what happened in this case. When you, in the prior administration, made the decision to allow thousands of people into this country without doing a single piece of background checking or vetting, that's how you miss every single sign. And Secretary Kristi Noem has put out details specifically related to your other questions, so I'll let that speak for themselves.
You hear that, guys? That, again, that's real talk. And everything that we're seeing across the board, I even love it coming from our boy Stephen Miller. This is big. Everybody, it's like they keep testing the line, pushing it, and now that these two National Guards who were literally sworn in just 24 hours before all this stuff happened, they're done with it.
Look at the situation in Chicago, where the governor, Pritzker, is fighting President Trump with everything that Pritzker has to try to keep President Trump from ending the murder epidemic in Chicago. Pritzker and Johnson are fighting on behalf of the murderers, not on behalf of the citizens, fighting against the National Guard, fighting against law enforcement, and fighting against federal investigators at every step of the way. Let me begin by saying to the beginning of your question that the president's remarks, I think, were among the most moving that I've ever heard. It was perfect for this incredibly tragic occasion, this heartbreaking, anguishing tragedy right before Thanksgiving. I think he spoke movingly and beautifully to what we've lost, but also demonstrated the tremendous resolve and determination to not only continue the mission these soldiers died for, but to expand the mission, declaring that far from being deterred, the commander-in-chief, our president, is sending 500 more troops to the city to show that no terrorism will sway us. And also having a conversation tonight with America, the conversation that we have to have with President Trump saying that Joe Biden, the Biden administration, the Democrats have inflicted on this nation the worst national security threat in our history. We've never faced a threat like this. 20 million people brought into our country from the most failed societies on earth. Afghanistan, Somalia, Libya, Iraq, brought here. No vetting, no conditions, no rules. Brought here on visas, brought here as refugees, brought here as asylees, brought here as illegals, brought here in every way imaginable, by plane, train, bus, automobile, by land, by sea. For 4 straight years, they deluged this country. And now more blood is being spilled as a result. What you heard tonight...
I'm telling you, we are fighting a fight like nobody's business right now. And again, Trump support, this is a YouGov poll, everybody. Approval rate from Trump's base is at 96%. Everybody loves what Trump is doing because he is putting America first. That's what we voted for. That's what's happening. And this is what the left cannot stand, because the MAGA base is sticking together and supporting Trump. Guys, everybody give it up. Give some love in the chat for our boy Robert Cash. Our condolences, brother, for you. Towards, for your wife passing away. We love and appreciate you. You're part of this family. Show Robert Cash some love in the chat. Our prayers are with you, brother. That hope you are well soon. Give him some love in the chat, everybody. We appreciate you very much, brother. Show Ty Matt Chong some love in the chat for the gifted membership, everybody. Growing the family. And our boy Jim Barbato, OG of the channel. Thank you so much, brother Jim. You are the best. Let's go. Show Jim some love in the chat. Lots of stuff happening right now, everybody. And I want to show you this because, again, this is a very different president than President 1.0 in his first term. And President 2.0, this is what I love.
In a monstrous ambush-style attack just steps away from the White House. They'd been deputized as part of the most successful public safety and national security mission in the history of our nation's capital. The D.C. Safe and Beautiful Task Force, which has achieved an unprecedented reduction in violent crime and crimes of all type. This heinous assault was an act of evil, an act of hatred, and an act of terror. It was a crime against our entire nation. It was a crime against humanity. The hearts of all Americans tonight are with those 2 members of the West Virginia National Guard and their families. The love of our entire country is pouring out for them, and we are lifting them up in our prayers. As we are filled with anguish and grief for those who were shot, we're also filled with righteous anger and ferocious resolve. As President of the United States, I am determined to ensure that the animal who perpetrated this atrocity pays the steepest possible price. I can report tonight that based on the best available information, the Department of Homeland Security is confident that the suspect in custody is a foreigner who entered our country from Afghanistan, a hellhole on earth. He was flown in by the Biden administration in September 2021 on those infamous flights that everybody was talking about. Nobody knew who was coming in. Nobody knew anything about it. His status was extended under legislation signed by President Biden, a disastrous president, the worst in the history of our country. This attack underscores the single greatest national security threat facing our nation. The last administration let in 20 million unknown and unvetted foreigners from all over the world, from places that you don't want to even know about. No country can tolerate such a risk to our very survival. An example is Minnesota, where hundreds of thousands of Somalians are ripping off our country and ripping apart that once great state. Billions of dollars are lost, and gangs of Somalians come from a country that doesn't even have a government, no laws, no water, no military, no nothing. As their representatives in our country preach to us about our Constitution and how our country is no good. We're not going to put up with these kind of assaults on law and order by people who shouldn't even be in our country. We must now re-examine every single alien who has entered our country from Afghanistan under Biden, and we must take all necessary measures to ensure the removal of any alien from any country who does not belong here or add benefit to our country. If they can't love our country, we don't want them.
Right.
America will never bend and never yield in the face of terror. And at the same time, we will not be deterred from the mission these service members were so nobly fulfilling. That is.
If you appreciate, I mean, just think about how far Trump has come, everybody. If you appreciate this, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up like button, patriotic booger, let's go. What a name. I love Trump. Hey, we do too. Show patriotic booger some love in the chat. This is big, everybody. This is big. The stuff that we're seeing now, FBI investigating National Guard attack as possible act of terrorism. We have it where Harmeet Dillon is in on it big time in everything of how they're attacking ICE, how they're attacking the National Guardsmen, people that are doing what? All they're focused on is keeping the streets safe. If there's a problem, they address it. But other than that, it's all about keeping the streets safe. And the Democratic Party is crumbling before our eyes, everybody. This is exactly what we voted for. And even we can show you guys back in the day, they called this out a long time ago. Listen to this.
When you talked to us in August, you said, I don't think we should abandon anybody who's been properly vetted and helped us. Do you stand by that?
Well, Margaret, I don't agree that all these immigrants or all these refugees have been properly vetted. In fact, we know that there are cases of people who allegedly were properly vetted and then were literally planning terrorist attacks on our country. That happened during the campaign, if you may remember. So clearly not all of these foreign nationals
but there are
have been properly
30,000
vetted.
people in the pipeline, Afghan refugees.
But my primary
Do you stand by
concern
it?
as the vice president, Margaret, is to look after the American people.
Yes.
And now that
So
we
no.
know that we have vetting problems with a lot of these refugee programs, we absolutely cannot unleash thousands of unvetted people into our country.
These
It's
people are
not
vetted.
good.
These people are vetted.
Just like the guy who planned a terrorist attack in Oklahoma a few months ago, he was allegedly properly vetted, and many people in the media and the Democratic Party said that he was properly vetted. Clearly, he
Yeah.
wasn't. I don't want my children to share a neighborhood with people who are not properly vetted, and because I don't want it for my kids, I'm not going to force any other American citizens' kids to do that either.
No, and that was a very particular case. It wasn't clear if he was radicalized when he got here or while he was living here.
I don't really
But
care, Margaret. I don't want that person in my country, and I think most Americans agree with me.
Do you see this? Guys, I'm telling you, that's the next president of the United States right there. We do not care. We are American first. We want to protect our families, protect our kids. No matter what, they come first, okay? That's what it's all about. That's what we should be pushing for. And again, we're bringing you the people that are literally heading this up because it's gone deeper. Because of what the seditious six said. Because of all this rhetoric coming from the left, that's where our Harmeet Dillon is doubling down. Listen to this.
Harmeet Dillon is the Assistant Attorney General for Civil Rights at the Department of Justice. She joins us now. Harmeet, it's a pleasure to have you on, not under these circumstances. What a tragedy today in the nation's capital here. So the suspect, we're finding out he's a 29-year-old Afghani national, got into the United States in 2021 under Joe Biden here. Talk about what we know about him so far.
Well, I think you kind of covered it, and I want to be careful because I'm privy to some investigative details as a person who may be involved in investigating and prosecuting any potential hate crime aspects of this heinous crime. But the timing of coming into the country, suggests this person may have had some formal status, may have had a record with our United States military as part of the withdrawal from Afghanistan as an interpreter or something else. So these are all things that are being looked at by the DC Police Department right now, and they're on the job together with the FBI and our law enforcement partners. I'm sure Judge Shapiro, my good friend, is also actively involved in this. This is a federal crime, among other things. And this DOJ has a zero tolerance policy for any of this type of a crime. And I will say, as a DC resident, that I personally have been very grateful to see the presence of the National Guard and these brave men and women throughout our city. It has made us safer objectively and made us all feel safer. So when you see these ludicrous gaslighting journalists, like including some of the DOJ press corps, like Ken Delaney, and coming out there and really blaming the victims for this shooting, it really makes me sick. I mean, we're all Americans, and there was a time in this country not that long ago where, regardless of party, we would all agree that it's horrific to attack our law enforcement, but blaming them today is the vogue of our national news media, and that really needs to stop. It is not free for our politicians and our media to attack our troops, and this is what happened.
They're blaming the troops. I wanted to show you this, guys, because it's so powerful of what is popping up in the United States right now. I told you, and this is by Mike Davis, who said that this is being linked to Soros. Like, how crazy is this, everybody? Did you go airborne just to pull security for ICE? Not what you signed up for, .org? This is where, again, they are trying, these billboards are going up across the nation. They're trying to incite the military members to defy the commander-in-chief, the president of the United States. What a joke. And all this is being found out. Even Mike Davis said it's time for the Justice Department to take down the Soros network. From BLM violence to Antifa violence to seditious conspiracy, enough is enough. Right here, everybody, look at this. It's been revealed that the nonprofit linked to George Soros is fomenting sedition within the military around the same time a script went out to the Democrat members of Congress urging rebellion within the ranks against the President Trump. Is this not insane that this is what we're fighting in the United States right now? Like, I would never have thought it. Slipknot 60, let's go, brother, with the super chat. Excuse me. So happy Thanksgiving, Joel, and thanks for helping the children, keeping us informed of what's going on. Show Joel some love. Let's go. Show Slipknot 60 some love in the chat. And don't forget to show Gina some love in the chat, as well as our boy Jim Barbato. And give it up for the OG Jim. Chris Prez with another gifted 10 TrueLife News memberships. If you got a free membership from Chris, show him some love in the chat, everybody. True OG of the family. I love it. Guys, we got so many OGs. I love it. Mr. Norby, B1 Sly One, Jim Barbato, Gina, Alice, April Green, Sweet Kitten. All these people, so amazing. Show them some love in the chat. Don't forget to show Jim Barbato some love in the chat. And then thank you so much, Chris, Gina, for all your support. Guys, this is just what's going on right now. How do we fight it? We get the voice out and we show the receipts.
happens.
I totally agree. But you know what?
If you appreciate this, y'all, if you don't mind hitting the thumbs up like button, thank you so much for your support. And don't forget, again, we love it. Happy Thanksgiving to all.
After what happened to Charlie Kirk a couple months ago, Harmeet, in seeing this, nothing is going to change with the left here. As long as President Trump and a Republican sits in office of the presidency, I truly believe they'll just keep up the rhetoric and keep it up until they get back into power here. Talk about the fact of or the issues we have now with so many people who've come across the border illegally. This was a conversation I was having with Congressman Donalds that, you know, so many are still here. We don't know who they are. The Biden administration did not vet these people, some of them on a known terror watch list, and now we've arrived at this situation today. Talk about that and, you know, what we could possibly do other than what President Trump is doing, and that is rounding these people up as quick as possible and getting them out of the country.
Well, look, there's a number of theories as to why this happened. One is as crude as the Democrats simply wanted to dilute the voting population in the United States because they couldn't persuade Americans with their policies. I will not comment on that as a DOJ official, but as a DOJ official, what I will say is that it is inescapably the fact that when you have unvetted people pouring into our country and not necessarily the most desirable people, you have crime. You have collateral impacts. The DOJ is cracking down. My department is cracking down on all these foreign workers who are coming in and driving on the roads, don't speak English, are killing American citizens on the roads. This is outrageous, and we are taking action through coordinated enforcement actions. The Department of Homeland Security has caused millions of people to leave this country voluntarily or involuntarily. That has never been seen in this country. We really need to complete that process with full public support. I think everyone secretly probably feels safer, although people on the left can't admit that. And then we need to make sure this never happens again and that there are consequences.
And just remember, everybody, they admitted to it. Alejandro Mayorkas admitted that not all Afghans imported by Biden administration were vetted in person. You tell me, oh, we're going to vet you over the phone. Are you bad? No, I'm not bad. Okay, come on in. Like, this is the type of stuff, everybody, that it's only after the fact that we see such horrendous things happen that change finally happens, when Trump has been saying this all along. And now two people are fighting for their lives because the Democrats, again, continue to try to do what? Step over Americans to put illegals first.
Consequences for it. And that requires, I mean, I know that Homeland Security is hiring deportation judges. That's one of the many things that we are hiring for in the government, for lawyers to come in and join us. I need lawyers to join me. Every United States Attorney's office in the country needs lawyers to join them to help enforce our federal criminal laws. And that includes a lot of the offenses committed by these illegal aliens, these undesirables who are not even wanted in their own countries. And they're coming here and they're preying on people. And every community has an example of some innocent American who's been raped, stabbed, murdered, maimed, won't have their family member come home to them. So this is actually a crisis in our country. And I'm so proud.
Just think about it, everybody, of they let them in unvetted, unvaxxed, everything. And now that we're fighting against it, and now that this is happening, now we have to pay lawyers, and it takes forever to go through the judicial process to deport people here that the Democrats just let in through an invasion through the southern border. Tell me, this is why it's so important who's the president. This is why it's so important that we codify Trump's executive orders, because if you do not put the Democrats and non-America First people in check, they will let an invasion, and this will happen again. If they did it before, they'll do it again. Tell me I'm wrong. So much is going on. If you appreciate all this, guys, again, we're just trying to deliver you the breaking news. If you don't mind hitting the thumbs up like button, and if you're not a part of the family yet, please consider joining our family, hitting that thumbs up like button, hitting that subscribe button. We want to take care of you every day with the breaking news. It means so much to us that you support us in your giving. We partner with you every single month on the 22nd of every single month to donate to a local charity live on stream. And I'm so excited for where things are going, guys. It's about to be Christmas. Love Thanksgiving today. But it's about to be Christmas, and we're going to be giving one of our, no, not one, our biggest donation of this year on the 22nd, right before Christmas for those kids. And just want to say again, too, remember our sponsor, Chapter. Guys, this is a free service to you. It's open enrollment time for Medicare. Thanksgiving Day, they are closed. You can't call them. They are closed. But you can go to the link in the description and fill out the form online. But it's amazing to see how many people have actually saved thousands and thousands of dollars by using their service for free. People have saved thousands of dollars. People have gotten over $1,000 in benefits. There's literally 5,600 Medicare Advantage plans out there. How do you know which one is the best? Chapter has the software. You call them up, not today, tomorrow, and you tell them that Joel sent you from TrueLife News, 667-895-3015, and I promise you'll be blessed. Or you can go ahead and go in the description in the link and go and fill it out today, because again, there's a long line, everybody. You want to do this as fast as possible so that while open enrollment time, you get taken care of, because it's about to end, and you want to make sure you save as much money as possible. And I love to see you as one of those testimonials that's saving thousands of dollars. Want to give some special love to Chris Prez today for gifting 30 gifted True Life News memberships. You got a free membership from Chris. Show him some love in the chat. What an OG of the channel, as well as our boy Jim Barbato with the super chats. Thank you so much, Jim. You are such a big helper to our giving. And as well as Gina with the 20 gifted True Life News memberships. Show Gina some love in the chat. If you got a free membership, OG of the channel. Thank y'all so much for your support and our helping us in our giving. Show Nana Trout some love in the chat. Sir Folly, Henny 77777, Irish 78, Kim Clark. Thank y'all so much for your support. Our boy Richard with the super chat. PDX67 OG. Let's go. Catherine Rex, OG of the channel. Lori Rapier, thank you so much, Lori. TJ Vanessa, welcome to the family. 66ALH, Ty Matt Chong, OG of the channel, brother. Thank you so much, Nadine Jones, for being a member for 9 months. Show Nadine some love in the chat, as well as Veronica Miskey. Our boy Robert Cash, again, our prayers are with you, brother. Our condolences to you, brother, for your wife passing away. We love you, brother. Jog Haas, thank you so much. Patriotic Booger. Yeah. Hapa Te Uraha. I think you're from New Zealand. Appreciate you. Slipknot 60, thank you so much. Guys, show them some love in the chat. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Hope you have a safe one. Be safe. Thank you so much for sharing these videos on X, on Facebook. We love you, appreciate you, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.